How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Super Smash Con 2017. The event just ended, so you can see a lot of people are filing out. But I, Coney, along with Austy, are here to talk to you guys about ARMS. We got the patch notes here. We'd like to discuss them for a little bit, talk about what we might think they mean for the greater metagame. So you got them on your phone.
Yes, I do, man. So patch 2.1 just came out August 7th. There's a lot of changes. So besides the basic ones like adding a training mode into the main menu, add some extra features to that.
Yeah.
That's not what's important. What's actually important is the changes to the characters and the changes to the arms, as well as other things like the charging of the rush.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think charging of the rush is going to change the metagame as we know it. A lot of people think that the game has just become like you sit back, you shoot, you constantly throw your arms, and then you get rushed, and then you get that guaranteed setup. But Austy actually found something that kind of changes the whole way the game is played relating to grab.
It wasn't even in the patch notes, actually, but we discussed. The Discord helped me figure it out when I was streaming one day. Basically, if you throw out a grab, you used to be able to cancel that grab into an instant rush. So it was like a very heavy option select. The meta started just to be dominated by just who could get rushed fastest.
Right.
Which is why arms like buff are really strong. But now you can't do that anymore. You throw out a grab and you cancel into a rush, you have to wait for it to come all the way back before it swings. So there's like a second delay. So you can no longer trap opponents. So your opponent has to guess, are they going to grab or are they going to rush? Not both.
Yeah, it puts you in a really bad spot. So I think what it's going to do is more favor using rush, I think, as it was originally intended, as a counter mechanic. So somebody's going to put out that arm as soon as it's about to connect with you, pop the trigger, and then you start, throwing your fists everywhere. The only exception is on a stage with a wall. So if we're talking Spring Stadium, Buster Beach, I guess every stage has it.
Every stage eventually has a wall.
Yeah, if you have your opponent cornered, which kind of favors that aggressive play, and you see kick cobras, they'll knock you down, and then they'll just kind of sit on you like that.
Wait.
Yeah. So that kind of favors that. You throw out the grab. As soon as your fists come back, you can activate that rush. So, but I think that was the biggest thing. We got some other changes to characters and arms as well. I'm just gonna highlight the biggest things.
So right here, Master Mummy got a buff. He increased dash speed, increased movement speed when jumping.
More mobility.
He definitely needed it. So there's a lot of times when you would just get trapped, and now he has the ability to just like jump over out of stuff. And he's actually, I'm seeing a lot of Master Mummies, at least in rank mode, doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
Then we have Mechanica, again, increased movement speed
Same
while
thing.
jumping. Yeah, so basically the heavies can now move around. Kid Cobra adjusted flotation when performing a jump attack. I didn't really notice that big.
Yeah, you don't know what that, like, whenever they say adjusted, that's not a hard nut buff or nerf. So it's
Yeah,
like, when did
it's
you do?
very minion,
Yeah.
But then we got trained bark to get up quicker. So he gets up a little bit.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an official patch note.
That's cute the way they put that.
Let's go over the arms. We got Boomerang, Coolering. They increased the speed when throwing in a wide curve, increased extension speed, and increased the homing on it. And those arms were kind of weak compared to other curve arms. For instance, there was never really a reason for Springman to use Boomerang in the past, according to Soul. And now he says it's actually really good and gives you more options to work with.
Yeah, they used a lot of. Soul was basically using either double toaster or toaster tribal. Didn't really use much else. He just thought he could adapt to pretty much everything using that. So I think we're going to see a little bit more of that, especially in the Springman defaults metagame. But, in ranked, a lot more people may be using the boomerangs. They've just kind of fallen out of favor, so I think that this homing buff is going to help people land their hits more efficiently.
Yeah, and they have that wide arch as well when you throw them.
Right.
We also have the Revolver and the Retorture getting increased extension speed, improved curving performance, increased retraction speed, and shortened the time needed from starting a rush to firing the first shot, which was imperative.
Yeah, so one of the things to note is that increased retraction speed, that sounds like a buff, right? It sounds like it comes back faster.
Actually a nerf.
It's the opposite, yeah, so it takes longer. The retraction speed, it takes longer for it to get back to you. So it's really a nerf, so you can't just spam those constantly.
And also, I really like the shorten the time needed from starting a rush to firing the first shot, because there's that you see like the Retorture, you shoot it out, it takes forever for it to come out. It was just really bad, a lot of lag, you can easily punish it, but now it comes out a little bit quicker. Parasol has increased expansion rate when extending, increased retraction speed, again, it takes longer to come back, and decreased expansion rate for charge attacks, which is kind of weird. It's kind of like a balancing of it.
Yeah.
Like the Parasol itself is a little bit wider when it's being thrown out, but when it's charged, it doesn't get bigger.
I think you covered it all there.
Megawatts, improved curving performance, Slamamander, increased homing, Tri-Bolt, Tri-Blast had increased extension speed, decreased rush damage. Guardian got some curious changes here. It demands that the electric shock when a charge attack connects lasts even longer.
Yeah.
Corrected odd behavior that occurred when a rush attack connects with the platform.
I don't know what they meant. Like,
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, but basically the charge, because there's this whole meta going on, right? Where we saw in the previous 2 was electric, the attribute.
Thunderbirds. The grand finals was just 2 Twin Tails with double thunders.
And it's really strong because it stuns you for so long and it leads
Yeah.
into the grabs. People are trying to talk about what's the solution. Could it just be reduce the grab damage from the shock? Is it just like lower how long the shock lands for? That's for another day, a future patch. Thunderbirds were actually not touched whatsoever in this patch.
Makes you think.
Makes you think. Blorb, that's not important. Siki,
Yeah.
no. So basically they fixed it so there's multiple people in like the match. That doesn't
Matters a
work out
lot to
anymore.
me, man.
Yeah. Siki decreased retraction speed. It made it so the electric shock when a charge attack connect doesn't last as long. So a little bit of a nerf on the electric shock.
Sure.
Ram got nerfed. Kriker, Popper, Hydra got nerfed. Basically they don't come back as fast. And the Bub and the Buff have decreased extension speed and decreased expansion rate when extending. Because the Bub and Buff meta during like rank mode, they throw them out just to charge up rush. And when the hits don't connect anymore, you're getting even less rush.
Right. So now it just takes longer for them to get to you. They're going to go slower. So all in all, I think that these are pretty good changes. It's nice to see that Nintendo, or I don't know who's doing it, but
Mr.
the ARMS,
Yabuki?
yeah, if he's doing it all on his own. But the ARMS balance team is being very surgical with their changes, not making these huge overarching, like, here's a total rework for Guardian. Like, what? And then we might have to deal with Guardians on every character. Like, they're being very surgical, trying to take it very small. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out in the higher level metagame. We have 4 more 2GGP events you guys should sign up for. They're online, they're free to enter. This guy's going to be commentating one of them as well. They lead all the way up to EVO Japan, so definitely sign up for that. There's some great prizes for you.
Absolutely free to enter.
Absolutely free to enter, yeah, and it's online. If you don't show up, we can't do anything to you, so you just get DQ'd. So, make us waste time. It's fine. So yeah, we're going to be having those. Definitely come out, show your skills. Right now, the current reigning champion is Jared. Come out, play him, Soul, Catfight, 10 Man, all the hot players. Go ahead and check it out. And I'm really excited to see how this patch is going to turn out.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys.